Extremely talented Inca Tito. Welcome back, Inca.
Thank you.
We are moving into the next part of this championships, and it's the first time we get to have a look at the open freestylers with their free round.
Yes, free rounds with music coming up.
Oh, yes.
How excited are you?
I'm very much excited. I love
Yes.
it. Lots of action still to come today, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We've got the two-way dynamic. We've got some more solo speed. We've got the relay races. Don't move an inch. Lock your door. Get the kettle on. Turn your phone off. Keep watching us now right the way through because it's all intense action. Look at Tom's. Look how happy he is.
Tom's getting ready to get in, and he is now, after the compulsory round, he's actually second. But what's interesting is that he has the highest technicality score, and Leonid, who's leading at the moment, has a full point. Like, Leonid's technicality score is 8.2 and Tom's is 9.2.
Wow.
They have a big difference in that. So right now with the free routines, it's kind of coming to their presentation and execution.
Yeah.
So it's a good battle. Chewy is third after the compulsories, and interesting story there, he kind of gave the wrong wind speed for this round. So he was flying his whole compulsory routine in the wrong wind speed that he didn't train it with, and still ended up placing third after that one.
So in the compulsories, they'll use different wind speeds depending on what the draw is.
Yeah, so basically today's compulsory round is what we call the high-speed compulsories.
Yeah.
It's moves that are a little bit easier to execute in a higher wind speed. And then tomorrow it's going to be the low-speed compulsory round.
All right. It's all the action coming your way. Look at it out there. It's a full house. All the world's eyes of Tunnel Fly are here right now.
Tom's is looking very excited.
Are you ready?
He is a performer. I'm very much looking forward to seeing him fly. He always has the biggest smile on his face and just a great energy.
The way he just folds his body from side to side in half and twists and turns.
Well, he used to be a breakdancer. That's his background. Yes.
Here we go. Self-taught in an outdoor tunnel.
Exactly.
Wow, Inca.
Whoa, that was amazing.
Wow, I could watch Tom's for about 10 hours.
I know. I really like. You can tell that he's enjoying the performing side of it. Like
Yeah.
he's not just coming here for a sports competition, but he's just he wants to give the audience a good show, and that he did.
Massive crowd, please. Everybody's loving it. We're all loving it. What about the technical side of it?
Well, it's a technical routine, definitely, and there is a lot of cool, unique moves, which
Right.
is I like. Like he definitely has his own style.
Wow.
Amazing flying.
Let's
Yeah,
shake that one off.
was a good start, Fred.
Oh, yeah. Wow, look at the crowd. They're all loving it. It's that time of day when people start to really enjoy themselves as well, isn't it?
Exactly. Hercules is checking the music before jumping in. So it's obviously very important for the flyers, like if you're going to use the music, that you hear it proper. And because
Yeah.
the wind is quite loud in the tunnel, the music needs to be pretty loud in your ear so that you are actually all the time fully hearing it. So that's why the sound check's there.
Very similar systems to what we're wearing.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. I mean, great timing on that exit.
Regan
right on
got
that
so
final
excited
beat.
about the music.
Oh, rocking it out in the studio there. Very different than what we saw from Tom's in his
Yes.
use of the tunnel inker.
Exactly. So a lot of like great use of space,
Yeah.
great use of dynamic technique. Definitely very different style of flying to
Yeah.
Tom's. What I was saying here earlier, like it's almost like this music is awesome. Like you got all excited,
Yeah.
but it's also very fast and aggressive, and it almost makes his flying look slower than he actually is because the music is so fast paced. So. Yeah, you want to be really careful with your music choices. That they
You don't want the music to take over, do you?
complementing your flying, exactly.
Yeah. Interesting stuff, isn't it? It really is such an interesting puzzle to put together. How you choose it. Lena now the ballet performer with the Bolshoi body. So
Yes, another flyer with a dancing background, so it's going to be interesting. Like with Tom's, I could definitely see from his use of music that he has his background, and now Elena, I'm also looking
My
forward to
mother
seeing.
said I'm too romantic. She said you're dancing in the movies. I almost started to believe her. Then I saw you and I knew. I don't say a word, but still you take my breath, and still the things I know. There you go, saving me from out of the crowd. Fire on fire, what normally keeps with this much desire. Together we're winners. They say that we're out of control and some say we're sinners, but don't let them ruin our beautiful rhythms. 'Cause when you unfold me and tell me you love me, and look in my eyes, you are perfection, my only direction. It's fire on fire. You are perfection, my only direction. Billy.
What do you want from me? Why don't you run from me when we all fall asleep, where do we go?
Come here.
Say it, spit it out. What is it exactly? Today I'm thinking about the things that are deadly. The way I'm drinking you down, like I wanna drown, like I wanna empty. It's probably something that shouldn't be said out loud. Honestly, I thought that I would be dead by now. Calling security, keeping my head held down. Bury the hatchet or bury a friend right now.
It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Oh, Hakuna Matata. Yeah. Hakuna Matata. Oh, Hakuna Matata.
Wow, Inca. So for me, as an audience member, not as a flyer in this, I see not only 3 separate tracks, but 3 styles of flying as well.
Yeah, she's. I've seen her flying before here as well, and she's always very creative. She has cool ideas how to use the music, and like you said, bring out different styles of her flying.
Yeah.
A good performance. She's also definitely a performer. Like you can see that
Yes.
she's enjoying putting on a good show. The precision of movement is not quite the same level as if you compare it to Tom's. Like that's where you can see the technicality difference as well.
This is where the points are gonna start everything and flowing.
Yes, exactly, and everything looks like it is exactly like they intended to.
Yeah.
That's where you can really see the difference with the absolute top level flyers.
This is really interesting stuff. We're getting a good look at this freestyle.
So
Discipline
Leonid
from
is
Inca.
actually leading now after the compulsories, which is awesome. He flew a really, really good compulsory round. And now let's see what's going to come from the free.
I'm checking my vital signs, drawing my battle lines, going to war again. Feeling the rhythm inside of my chest, all I need is just a pen. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. Don't care for the critics, my words are like physics, a force that they can't stop. They just don't get it, I think they forget I'm not done till I'm on top. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we can write our story. I believe we can be an army. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places, but have the same name. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We are the broken ones who chose to spark the flame. Watch as our fire rages, our hearts are never tame. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. I've struggled for years and through all of the tears I faced, the doubts I hide. I never give in to my fears, people think cause I heard my voice inside. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I'll never lose my voice. If I cut out all the noise, I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we can write a story. I believe we can be an army. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places, but have the same name. Cause we were born for this.
Well, the crowd are loving that one. And there's
Yes, a very, very nice performance, no?
yeah.
You can see the background difference here in comparison to some freestylers that have like a stronger dynamic influence.
Yes.
So the use of his body positions, it's definitely more about the presentation.
Yes.
Whereas like people with a stronger, like probably Dunny now who's going to come and fly, like stronger dynamic background tend to be more focused on the efficiency and the power of the body positions.
Right.
But yeah, Leonid definitely, like you see the Russian style
do.
there, like it's very pure freestyle, like I would say.
Yeah, that Tom's feel about it as well, you know, Leo as well, you can feel that
Exactly.
in there. Yeah.
But we'll see what Dunny's going to do now. He's a very, very strong dynamic flyer, has been competing in dynamic for quite a while, so I'm excited to see what kind of mix this routine is going to be. And this is what's interesting about freestyle, because everyone has their different backgrounds, and then they're bringing their personalities in the game. Big smile.
Oh, he's happy with it.
He's very happy, yeah.
He's happy with that one.
Yeah, there was an interesting routine. I think so far this was the best use of space that I've seen. Like, he was not only performing tricks and power moves in the middle, but he was using a lot of the wall space and being creative and original in that way. He had a few moments, like a few wall strikes, little moments there, but apart from that, very nice, interesting routine.
It had the dynamic bit, the big moves, but it also had the center stuff going on as well. It was like a good mix of stuff.
Exactly, good mix of, like I said, I like the use of space.
How long would you think it takes to put together a routine like that? I mean, where do you start? Weeks, months?
I would say from the moment when you start training flying, like everything that you've done before that, that's going to be seen in your routine. So
here comes Malachi.
Here goes Chewy.
It's a nice start.
Did you know me and you must be fireproof with all the hell that we've been through? When all our loving lost its charm, learned to make shelter out in the storm. Hey, made it out over the cold, climbed the mountain and I stepped on burning coals. When all our loving fell apart, someone left the light on out in the dark. Hey, you and I, we both been through hell and high water. I'll be yours, you'll be mine. We'll be fireproof tonight. There's a spark catching fire, feeling getting hotter. I'll be yours, you'll be mine. We'll be fireproof. We'll be fireproof. Did you know you and me must be fireproof with all these flames between our sheets? When all our loving is almost gone, made some in the moonlight before the dawn. Hey, made it out of the heat, crossed the desert and we sailed the 7 seas. When all our loving felt so wrong, found out all the hard times just made us strong. Yeah. You and I, we both been through hell and high water. I'll be yours, you'll be mine. We'll be fireproof tonight. There's a spark catching fire, feeling getting hotter. I'll be yours, you'll be
Oh, Inca. Inca, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Yes, I might be a little bit biased. I coach him a lot and we fly a lot together, but I love watching Chewy fly.
I don't think I've ever seen a freestyle routine like it.
I call him the human propeller because like he just loves to spin.
Rumph.
Yeah, awesome performance. I'm a little bit surprised about the technicality difference between him and Tom's because I think like
What's he
Chewy's
in
got
at?
some really tricky moves in there.
What's he been given? Chewy?
I think he's 8.9 and Tom's is 9.2.
Right.
But yeah, beautiful performance.
Wow. It just felt like it was never going to end. It was just spin after twist. Oof. Wow.
He's probably pretty dizzy right now.
Flying for Hungary.
Exactly. Axel's going in now. Axel did not have the best compulsories. He's last after that round, so let's hope for a good free routine.
It's alright.
I'm breaking a sweat.
I say it's alright.
I'm breaking a sweat.
It's alright. Woo! That's good. That's good. That's good. Come on, baby. That's good. That's good. Robbie, yeah. Let's kick ass. That's good. That's good.
The new generation's music will be will have a synthesis of those two elements. And
So that was a lot of spins as well, huh?
There's a lot going on there. He's kind of halfway through it.
Everything
Just
going on.
dropped a gear halfway through. He just found a new routine from
He
somewhere.
just does not stop. Like
Yeah.
he gets into tunnel, it's like bah, 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 for the whole for the whole routine. What about his flying? The thing though, like if I was judging this, I
Yeah.
would have a very hard time knowing how much he's in control.
Right.
And that's what you want to demonstrate as well in your routines. Like you want to have those moments that the judges know that this is exactly where I wanted to start from,
Yeah.
and I wanted to stop too. And that's a huge thing. Why I think technicality-wise, like he's not scoring very high because we cannot really see as much control and precision.
What is he listed down at as a difficulty?
Let me check.
Just
He's
to
got
give us an idea.
7.7,
7.7.
Yeah.
What's the lowest one we've got down there?
6.2
Right.
for Hercules.
Yeah, it's quite a spread, isn't it? Really, 3 points. Interesting stuff. Tunnel noises dropped down, Inca. We have, just checking, we do have more
We have
competitors come through.
two more
Yeah.
flyers, yes.
Yeah. Just, it's like an audio issue right now there. So we just got a little system, a little problem with the video system right now. So we're just going to watch that and wait for the action. Let's just keep our eyes though on these competitors as Inca just talks a little bit.
Yeah,
what's going on.
there's still James and Z who are getting ready.
Yeah.
So 2 more flyers to come. Let's hope that we can fix the video soon and get going. I'm excited to see both of them fly.
I am too. Right, so Inca, he's watching now. What's he thinking? What's in his mind right now as he watches that action?
It's awesome to be watching like him debriefing himself here.
Yeah, it's almost
after the
voyeuristic, isn't it? We're almost kind of invasive almost.
Yeah, like, I mean, I fly a lot and I've competed a bunch, and the energy is definitely different on the competition rounds. Like, at least for myself, like you come out and you're kind of like, oh, wait a minute, what happened? Like, it's actually really cool to see it again. It's like, it feels different than it looks like versus normal flying because you don't have the same kind of pressure or excitement. You're maybe a little bit more aware of what just happened.
and as well with the flying, with the competition, if it's a speed thing, you're just going as fast as you can. With a creative thing, then you're exposing yourself, right? You're exposing your soul and your creativity to people. How do you deal with that when it comes to scores? I mean, if they get great scores, it's fantastic. But if they don't, and you know, you've put all your creative powers into that, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, you put all your creative powers, but also a lot of time, effort, energy. And then, like, it kind of becomes your baby. You have your routine and you feel like this is the best flying that I can imagine that I could present to people. And if you get a bad score, it can be tough. Whereas, like, when you're flying speed, it's like, okay, I messed up and I know that I can do better.
I need to go faster.
But it can be pretty tough to...
It's a really interesting sportive question, isn't it? You know, there is many sports like this where you've got your own creative style and your interpretation of something, and if you feel like you've been badly judged on that could really hurt your confidence and everything.
So the interesting thing about our sport in comparison, let's say if we take like figure skating, which would be similar like artistic with music. In our sport, it's quite often that the flyer, like the athlete, is also the choreographer, right? And even sometimes the coach. Versus if you're looking at a lot of other sports, there's a separate choreographer, separate coach, and athlete is just an athlete.
Yeah.
So they only need to excel in their athletic ability, right? And in our sport, a lot of the people who are competing are actually doing everything by themselves. So it puts a whole different kind of pressure on you, because you actually need to be great at being creative and using the music, and then you need to be a great athlete.
Yes.
And then you also need to be able to teach yourself.
Yes.
So it's quite a variety of skills that you need to have to be at the top. I mean, obviously there's people like, you know, there's other coaches and you get ideas from other people, you ask for help, but still, it's a bit of a different setup than in most other sports.
I mean, you've been up there at the top, Inca. You're still up there at the top. You've had championships where you've walked away with the gold and the win. What about the competitions where you've not? You know, where you felt like you finished up down. How do you cope with that? Do you just accept it and move on, or is it, you know, have you found yourself personally getting upset and down about championships, about competition?
I think the first two world meets, like the World Championships and World Cup that I did, I was really there to win it, like really to compete, or kind of like taking it seriously. So anything negative I was way more sensitive to that. I competed now again after a long break, but I noticed that I did not have the same energy about it. So I did the previous competition 2019 and I did not play so great, but I was more bummed about the fact that I did not have that energy going in the tunnel performing my routines that I used to have in those other competitions. But it depends on what your expectations are.
In a skydiving environment, you're jumping out of planes in a competition, you land, you have a bad round or a good round, you can go in the hangar, get your headphones on and get your own space. Here, there's nowhere to hide. You come out of that tunnel and there's a whole crowd in front of you. That's a whole different ball game, isn't it? People are shaking your hand and high fives.
It's very hard to find your own space here, especially if you have a bad round and need some space. And
if you're emotional,
it can be tricky. Or focusing before the rounds. I remember 2016 World Cup. I also had a lot of students competing. So I was getting all of them ready and advising them, and it was very hard to even get like 10 seconds before going in to just kind of like be quiet and focus.
Yes, it's all interesting. The old dynamic, the psychology, the sporting psychology of this evolving sport, which we've been watching for quite a while now, quite a few years. A lot of people here have been watching for quite a few years. It's easy to get used to it. We have to remember there's a lot of people tuning in, you know, who've probably not seen this before. They're watching it for the first time and thinking, what on earth is this? What are they seeing? You know,
yeah, exactly.
It's mind-blowing a lot of times to people, isn't it?
But speaking of Speaking of the psychological side of things, like right now for the remaining 2 flyers, this is a pretty nerve-wracking situation because.
Yeah.
And we've seen similar situations here before. Let's say there are technical issues before the music round. So you're ready to go and fly.
Yeah.
And then suddenly someone tells like, oh, 10 minutes. So now you were all like, you were in that moment that, you know, like now I'm going to go in and I'm going to kill it.
Well, like these guys
and
now,
you're going to
actually.
have to recharge. And
Yeah.
that's happening now for the last 2 flyers.
They're just being told that probably how long they
That's
need.
not a, like, James does not, he looks a little bit nervous. He does
Yeah.
not look too excited at this moment.
But he doesn't seem to show much in his face, does he? I mean, watching him a lot, it's very neutral face.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. I hope that they're going to do great. I'm sure they will show some good flying. But all the athletes react different to these situations. You never know. Some people just don't care.
Yeah.
For some people, that would be a huge problem.
Yeah, okay. Well, we are waiting at the moment to continue the action. Some brilliant analysis from Inka here in the studio. But we're going to switch down to Leslie Gale. And Leslie's got Tom Evans with her right now. Leslie.
Thank you, Regan. Yes, I'm delighted to be here with Toms with an amazing, mind-blowing performance. Were you happy with how that went, Toms?
Yes, thank you. Very good.
We were stood there just waiting for the interview, and everybody is coming up and saying, incredible, you blew my mind, you're my favorite. Why do you think people like your routine so much?
I don't know.
Well, I do. I think because it's very different. You have a really different style. So tell the viewers how you learned to fly, because it wasn't in this sort of tunnel.
Yes, so I learned how to fly in open tunnel. Yeah, come and try it. It's very nice. It's hard to fly, but once you come in this big one, it becomes easier.
And so that's why you do a lot more low-speed moves.
Both low speed and yeah, like any speed. Doesn't matter. Just fly as much as you can.
And have you noticed it's been a while since I interviewed you? I saw you last in Bahrain at the World Indoor Cup of Indoor Skydiving. And now I see a lot of your influence in other people's flying, like those funny little somersaults that you do around the side. Have you noticed that as well?
I don't know. Like, I think most of the people, like, they just, in a freestyle, they just go in a tunnel and they do things what they like to fly. So if they like something, they just do it. And then, yeah, that's the best. They enjoy themselves. So I don't know. For me, I see different style in every person. So yeah. That's probably what I am also searching for when I look other flyers, to see this his approach or hers approach in this. And yeah, that's the best.
So then you take a little piece of what you like from there and you put it in your routine.
Yeah. Like, I think like ultimate goal in freestyle is not to do like the hardest move, but just to come up with your style. And it could take like 10 or 20 years, but it's gonna be something that's your sauce, your like salsa, and it's like how you do all the connections, all the transitions, and it's like something deeper than just one crazy flip twist. Yeah.
And you were smiling all the way through that routine. You were smiling all the way through that routine. Is that just because you love to fly?
No, I see all the smiling people outside, and I just reflect probably them.
Yeah, you're a very, very popular flyer, right? You could probably hear when Toms was going to go in, there was big cheers. Just like now.
Yeah, thank you.
So you're coaching some young people here as well?
I've been doing some advices and adjusting something, but I think all the people, they are like training by themselves, and maybe I can just adjust something and say something. But yeah, most of even the kids have their character, and they are bringing it in, and you can see it in the juniors. It's crazy, like.
I love it, Tom. I love bringing the free back into freestyle. That's what we could say. First time at the Win Games competition. Thank you so much for joining us, Toms. Good luck in the rest of the competition. And now back to Regan.
Thank you very much there, Leslie. I think we're about to start the next round. We are indeed. Chewy's here in the studio. We'll get to you in a minute, Chewy. Keep watching. Here we go. We don't want to see the interview, all guys. Back to the tunnel. Back to the tunnel. That's it, yeah.
So we're going to watch James Rogers fly his free routine now.
I swing, I don't miss. You ain't never seen nothing like this, yeah, yeah. So listen up, I got something to say. I'm here and I ain't going away. So get ready, yeah, it's time to play, yeah, yeah. You ain't seen nothing like this. You ain't seen nothing like this. Come on and give me some more. We're gonna shake the floor. Bust down the door. You ain't seen nothing like this. Give me some more. We're gonna settle the score. I spread my wings and soar. You ain't seen nothing, nothing like this. You ain't seen nothing like this. Looking as I ain't backing down. I want more times than I can count. They come running when they hear the sound, yeah, yeah. Ain't no two ways, that's how it's gonna be. We're living up and we're living free. Everybody's gonna see. You ain't seen nothing like this. Come on and give me some more. We're gonna shake the floor. Bust down the door. You ain't seen nothing like this. Give me some more. We're gonna settle the score.
All right. So as James, I'm joined in the studio. Chewy's here with Inca. Let's see what these two think of it.
That was a very nice routine. What do you think, Chewy?
Very good.
Yeah, it was clean, technical, controlled flying. A good routine. I really liked it.
What do you think, Chewy?
I liked his big spinning move.
Yeah, he has this trick there that it might look like a flip to his kind of not because he doesn't ever finish the flip, but I think he does like 5 or 6 rotations. It's a good one.
Have you seen Princess's routine yet, Chewy?
No, I have not.
Neither
You
have
are
I.
about to.
Oh. And while he's here, while we're waiting, Inca, what did you think of Chewy's interpretation
Of Chewy's interpretation
Interpretation of what?
of his flight?
of his flying, that was great. I enjoy watching Chewy fly.
Oh, here we
But-
go. Here we go. Tunnel, guys. Tunnel.
Last flyer going in.
Holding on to things just like they give me breath and give me life. They take my space, don't give me rest, and leave their trace as they manifest. Let's get lost in the solid streets, the fallen leaves. Forget the cost days, that's tangible and terrible things. Walking room to room, I see that I have nothing living
Nice one.
Yes, very nice indeed. Great smiles come through the door. It's a strong door to pull away. Look at the crowd. They're loving it.
I think she flew a great routine. She is on the bottom end of the technicality score so
Yes.
far, and I think she has a really good variety of elements in her routine, but you can definitely see the slight lack of precision and the use of her body positions, you know? But she's on a really good path. I'm excited to see where she's going to go from here, you know?
Brilliant stuff. Inka, so I think, is that our last session with you for this afternoon or this evening? Just checking through the schedule. I think that is Is that the end of our freestyle?
This is the last routine of freestyle, yes. Like freestyle is done for today, and tomorrow we're going to continue with 2 rounds for junior and 2 for open.
Wow, so what do you think, seeing it from this side, from the studio side? Normally you're either in the tunnel competing or outside the tunnel watching. What's it like from here?
It's nice, it's awesome, and like I've said a few times, like it's really cool to see so many new faces and names competing, new styles. Kind of what Thomas was saying, because eventually it's like everyone's personalities are seen there. So, yeah, beautiful.
And after what you just saw there, to dig into the heart, which one is sticking in your mind right now from what you've just seen?
Of the open, I love Tom's routine. I really like Chewy's flying.
Yeah.
James flies great. That would be my top 3.
Yeah, I'm thinking for sure Tom's. Leonard as well, that springs to mind as being something quite spectacular that I saw. All right, Inka Tito, thank you very much again.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
We'll be back with you guys very shortly with what's coming up. We've got lots of stuff coming up with Emma Matacola here in the studio. 2-way stuff, we've got the next bits of that, we've got some relay, we've got some speed. We'll see you back here in a few minutes.